say that I'm a company, I have some customer information, I'm not sure how good it is. What should I do first? How should I get started on my data as an asset adventure?
Yeah, so I think that the first part is just doing the analysis of what you have and getting a baseline as a business of what's been collected over time by different potentially silos of business. Because if you think about it too, like loyalty, we'll use that again. There was probably someone along the line that was like in charge of creating a loyalty program, and they built a loyalty program in a silo without necessarily forethought that down the road it should be able to talk to other silos of data within an organization. So I think the first step is identifying what is available to you. And then I think what we run into with clients is the question of like, well, what do you want to do with the data? And they're like, we want to use it, which, okay, cool. But I think it's really thinking through, challenges that you might identify in your business, or opportunities that you might identify in your business where like it is feasible just even at the first pass to think that if we get the data right, it may help us do X, Y, or Z. Now that might change with time, but I think there needs to be some thought given to what the potential could be, or what you as a business decision maker and organization would like an outcome to be that's actually actionable. And then once you at least kind of have that idea of like what you think you have and where you think you might like to go, then I think it's engaging with folks like us here at Throttle, where we start talking about looking at that data and seeing what's in it and seeing how we can, help potentially bring silos together, help round out single customer view when you have different lines of business that historically haven't spoken to each other. It's identifying maybe trends in the data, especially if you're looking at transaction data, where those that may be purchasing your product might not actually align with those folks that you've been targeting in your ad campaign. So there's a misalignment that the data can tell that story. So we spend a tremendous amount of time whiteboarding and use casing with clients, but it's most helpful when they can at least bring to us, here's what I think I have, and here's where I think I'd like to go. And then we can start having those kind of crawl, walk, run conversations that if we do this in the short term, this is what the outcome can be, and then building on that. And I think it's complicated. I think people overcomplicate it, I should say, and think that they're going to jump all in and solve all their data problems out of the gate. And it's just,
you just need a win.
You just need a win, and you need a win which allows even in a big organization, you need somebody who's willing to take the first chance. And what we found with really big organizations is once you get somebody who's willing to give it a try and they've proven that it works, it's amazing how many other line of businesses start coming through your inbox, because there's already now an internal advocate, but also they're starting to see how a robust data solution in one line of business in particular can help others as well. So we don't need to solve all the problems of the data universe in the first go, but identifying a simple use case out of the gate that can give people a win and prove that it's a worthy task, that maybe over the course of a year or 18 months it builds to that huge end goal, but it gets there one step at a time.
And I think this is where, in that second element that you were talking about what do you want to do with the data, this is an area where we play pretty heavily, and we always talk about, well, if you calculate the customer lifetime value, and not saying that that is the be all and end all of everything, but at least it gives you an opportunity cost to say, if I went this direction, what would the potential be? If I went that direction, what would the potential be? And then you can start to kind of say, okay, against the kind of levers I pull, what would I get out of this system? Which is why I think the the granularity of the throttle database to be around the customer is so powerful, as opposed to being around a household or, other, and other data sets don't always cut by household or other things. But I think that power really stems from coming at the customer level.